Alright, hello, welcome to episode 7 of Half-Life Alyx. We went through the North Star Hotel last time, got an SMG, and we are thoroughly past the parts that I remember until we actually get there. So let's go ahead and see what happens. Here we are. Yeah, like I said, we got this wonderful SMG last time. It's quite nice. So I don't know why you're starting with episode 7 if you didn't watch the last couple, you know? Oh, good, we're actually at the point. Let me trigger any audio dialogue, figure this out.
All right, here it is.
Now just snip those cables and off we go.
Just snip those cables, and off we go. Doesn't seem too bad. Oh, like in there. Oh, nice. Yeah, energy and such. There's no actual, like... Oh.
I don't see any way to disconnect the cables in here.
This is actually really cool. A nice, good first look at the tech involved. Was it? No, that one was the first one, right? Sorry, yeah, I'm trying to just move around in the room, but I forget, you know?
One of the core subplots of the storyline is regarding the Combine imprisonment and use of the Vortigaunts to trap the G-Man. The multi-dimensional power of the Vortigaunts to detain the seemingly invincible G-Man is established in previous Half-Life lore. Through the use of their prisoner pods and substation technology, the Combine extract the power of the Vortigaunts' Vortessence chant, tune that energy, and then transmit it to the vault to contain the G-Man. To communicate this Combine process to the player without explaining it through lengthy exposition, we used musical sound patterns to represent the process implicitly. If you stand near the pods holding the Vortigaunts, you can hear them groaning their chant in a slow but semi-musical pattern.
There's actually Vortigaunts in here? Like, I heard this before, but...
Just past the pods is the resonator, within which you can hear a distilled version of the chant energy.
Alright. Okay. Oh, I can't actually. I have to be holding it
Finally,
too.
the cables are activated with the concentrated Vortigaunt energy, which is harmonized in varying patterns and intermittently transmitted to the vault once the energy is sufficiently tuned. If you stand near the cables while they're tuning, you'll notice the sheer size and height of the sound. This was achieved by placing the sound emitters for each cable at the locations of the actual cables themselves.
Well, wouldn't that
The
just
sound
make
of
sense?
the cables covers a broad
Like, wouldn't
frequency
that be what you do
which
the default?
emphasizes Steam Audio's head-related transfer function processing. That simulation, combined with the feedback of the observer's inner ear as she looks upwards, gives the same impression of scale that VR is known to give visual objects.
Okay, and then now that that's done... Oh. Did Mike Moraski here really just put, like, 20 seconds of dead audio at the end of the recording? For shame, Wizard. Steam. Whatever. But yeah, you can hear the different parts of it now that that recording is done. You probably don't get the same effect of it here because you're on the YouTubes or whatever, but like I can actually hear the sounds coming from up in here specifically. It kind of feels like a, yeah. Yeah, it kind of feels like being at Disney and going through one of those rides, and there's those hidden speakers around that are piping in all the sound.
Character performance within a VR game has a unique set of opportunities and challenges. In our efforts to keep control in the hands of the player, we must create a performance that is interesting enough to maintain players' attention, but flexible enough to allow for player freedom. This scene has the most face-to-face interaction in the game, and there is no physical barrier between the player and the Vortigaunt when he first appears. At one
there's
point,
gonna be
we
a
played with the
Vortigaunt now?
idea of a jump scare when the Vortigaunt is released, upending the player's expectations of what had been referred to only as a battery up until that point. Not only was it a bit ham-fisted, but the Vortigaunt came flailing out of the pod, frequently into the same space occupied by the player. To solve this problem, we cut the jump scare and slid the pod back out of the player's space as it opened, to allow for the Vortigaunt to emerge at a comfortable distance. We faced a similar challenge when determining how to get both the player and Vortigaunt to their next locations without intersecting. We wanted to get the player and Vortigaunt side by side overlooking the vista, while the Vortigaunt delivered critical exposition. It would have been awkward for the player and Vortigaunt to take the same route along the catwalk, so we looked at other options, including exploring ways that the Vortigaunt may have once moved in its native environment. With long forearms, it's feasible that the Vortigaunts may have moved around as quadrupeds, so we chose an agile four-legged scramble up to the higher platform where he can deliver exposition without contending with the player for space.
This really is fascinating.
This isn't going to be as easy as it looked from the ground.
I don't want to do that just yet. Is there anything else? Let me just check in here. I know I got all the audio now. Oh. Okay. So that's some interesting, who are they? Combine tech, where the batteries are just an enslaved race, the Vortigaunts that's distilled and then powered. I'm assuming they have this sort of thing just everywhere. They have their tech, and that's why all these cables exist. Yeah, like you can see the various power stations around it. I guess this vault just is taking enough energy that it had to have 9 dedicated power stations to it. But yeah, let's figure this out. That moves. Okay. Interesting. I break those things? But there's only... Oh no, there are 5 of them, aren't there? Okay. Yeah, I guess I just have to snap them like that. Oh, I have to hold it. Okay. Do I have enough? Yeah. Hello. Okay.
There you go!
They're gonna notice that. Yup. Mole suckers.
Great. Now go inside and deactivate the power source.
Oh, it was like that. I was trying to pull it like that.
Good grief, it's a Vortigaunt.
Hey, how you doing? You alright? You good?
We
Set?
have been trapped in the
Yup.
dark.
You're free now. It's okay. Your friend sent me.
The Alyx fans. You
That's me.
are our friend.
What are they doing to you here?
What they do to us all.
Do you see their eyes, though? They have like a honeycomb structure in them. Really interesting. Yup.
The
They're up in there.
Combine drain from us the power they use to protect their weapon. There. We are ripped
Yeah.
from ourselves.
We have to stop them from killing your
The
friends.
Vortigaunt will extract ourselves and exact our own vengeance. You must go to the weapon.
Well, I can't get into the vault if the substations are still online.
Do not worry, Alyx fans. They will not be. We will not allow it.
Oh, I like you.
We'll clear the path.
Awesome. Thank you. You're my new favorite.
The verge. But remember, there is no distance between us. We are coterminous.
Thanks. Good luck.
that's not what I wanted to do at all.
We're putting a lot of trust in that Vortigaunt to shut down all the substations.
I trust him.
Yes, me too. Because if he doesn't, well, that vault isn't going anywhere, and we'll be standing there with no vault to break into, surrounded by Combine.
Russ, trusting him is our only plan here. He'll do this. We can do this.
Yes, you're right. He'll be fine. We're all going to be fine.
There you go, Russ. You got this. Oh, I smell a firefight. Prefabs?
While developing Half-Life Alyx, we had a large number of people in many disciplines contributing to a relatively small number of maps. This meant that we frequently had multiple people working on the same map at the same time. One way that we managed this complexity was to break our maps into smaller pieces referred to as prefabs. A prefab could be built out of the same types of geometry, logic, enemies, particle systems, or any other elements as a regular map. As long as people were working in separate prefabs, they could make changes or additions without stepping on each other's work. A prefab could contain a large physical space like this whole street scene, or it could contain only a handful of elements. Large prefabs that partitioned a map to allow for collaboration were essential for a project of this scope. But many small, reusable prefabs were created for Half-Life Alyx as well. A good example of this was the set of reusable vehicle prefabs used here and throughout the game. Each vehicle was authored as a configurable prefab, enabling designers to quickly place them around the game, setting a few parameters to customize the vehicle for the context. Parameters include things like the vehicle's paint color, the amount of pre-existing damage, whether the doors were open or simply missing, and the type of ammunition or other resources the vehicle might contain. This sped up our workflow and also meant that updates to a prefab were automatically propagated out to all of the maps that used it.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I don't know if it's going to be cool for a part 2 if there is one. Shit. Where you at? There you at. I do not have any. Ha! Oh!
Alyx? Alyx?
They actually got me. First death of this game. Good job. Alright. This means I have to actually keep that in mind. Great. Listen to that. 2 drones coming that way, then the big ones. I don't have any grenades or anything. Yay. Oh. Is that it? Yeah, do you see that graphical artifact down there? I think it's like supposed to be a shadow or something. Right at the bottom of the screen. I don't even know if it's showing up or not. Yeah, there's no... Oh, good. 1 shotgun shell. Thank you. Oh, and I have 8 more. Alright. So I have the 1 grenade there. I guess I'll start with that as they're coming through. Does it save my... Yeah, it saves the configuration. Okay. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, okay. Good to know. That's not the one that does it. Good. Oh, okay.
Alyx?
I cannot let that one get
Alyx!
close in the slightest. Again. Oh. Well, that's good. Didn't even see that one before. Oh, is it spawning in more help for me every single time I reload? Is that what's going on? Is it just gonna keep giving me resources? That's cool. Okay, there was nothing else here. There was just one shotgun shell there, and the health thing there. There was not the health thing there last time. I don't think there was the shotgun shell there the first time. But we'll find out, won't we? I'm a shark. Yes, I am. Here I am, a sharky kid. Yeah. Fine. Alright. See what that kick. Nice. Okay. That's how it's done. Where's the grenade? Good, good. Excuse me. Well, this is as good a time as I need to check. Is that a... Okay, I cannot kill myself. I'm gonna just let it... Yeah.
Alyx?
That was my decision. That was not an accidental death. I was like, okay, I can do this better now that I know what I need to do. It only takes a couple shotgun shells to take care of that one. Okay, and does it give me more? Nothing else? Okay, so I might have just missed it the first time. Whatever, we'll see. There we go. Yeah, I think that's better. Come on. Don't you go away. Yeah! Yeah! I feel honestly pretty badass having done that. Oh shit. Oh! Okay, so it was just that one. Goddamn right I am. What you gonna do about it? Nope.
What do you think, Russ? Guess we better cooperate.
Yeah, sounds like she means business.
We had a good run.
Cooperate.
The tarps used by the Combine to cover buildings in the quarantine zone are animated procedurally. This animation was added relatively late in development, so it needed to be both computationally inexpensive and technologically
that's just
conservative,
us.
so
Left
no
on
new
it.
systems.
Or one left.
Simple overlapping waveforms are used to displace the tarp geometry where it hangs loosely away from the building. The
I'm trying to
displacements
find
are
a tarp
oriented
to
along
show
the
what
wind
they're talking
direction,
about,
and their
but-
propagation direction is further modified by the
Ah.
gradients of a texture we refer to as a freedom of motion map. This map is derived from the shape of the building geometry under the tarp and is used to attenuate the displacement so that the tarp won't animate in places where it is meant to be pulled tight against the building. The result is a flapping tarp that seems to conform to its surroundings and responds appropriately to the wind.
Okay, well that's pretty cool. And was really short, so. Okay, one more grenade would be hot to just put that in my other hand. Nothing else? Do it. Oh, good. Double good. Since I wasn't full. There we go. Beautiful.
The Combine soldier you see here won't fight you. It's been programmed to run back and forth along the path shown on the ground in order to illustrate the stride retargeting system developed for Half-Life Alyx. One of the challenges of animating digital characters is making sure that their feet don't slide along the ground as they move. Humans are very good at picking out irregularities in the movements of virtual characters, especially in VR, and Combine soldiers in particular need to look like their feet are planting and their weight is shifting as they change direction. Otherwise, they appear weightless and unconvincing. In a pre-processing phase, our stride retargeting system analyzes the steps of each authored animation and stores them as a direction-independent trajectory. At runtime, our system predicts where each foot will land on the next step based on the motion of the animation, the character's path, and the height of the ground. The pairs of colored boxes on the ground illustrate this process. The red boxes show the previous foot positions, the green boxes indicate the soldier's current foot position, and the blue boxes are drawn where each foot is predicted to land next. Once the predicted foot positions are calculated, the system guides the feet to the predicted locations using the trajectory information to preserve the style of the original animation. Once the foot lands, it is locked in place until the next step. In the end, this system was so effective that we could essentially make any animation walk in any direction without foot sliding. You can experiment with the system by moving around the area, since the soldier has been set up to always face you while running the specified path.
Yeah, way to tell me that right at the end. Whatever. Good enough. Is this the way I'm supposed to go? I thought this was the way I was supposed to go. No. Okay. This is just a thing. What? No reason up here? I genuinely don't believe. No, I'm supposed to go this way. I see, and then that'll be like a firefight or something. Alright. Back this way it is. Is this just for the health? No. There'll be other stuff here too, right? Live free, health bug. Live your buggy life. Oh. Can I not? Alright, fine. Yeah, I'll have to go in there, won't I? Oh, does it... Like, buzz open? There we go. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Ah!
Oh, I can go here with that problem. Alright. I think that's where I need to go, isn't it? Oh, that one. I see what I'm doing wrong. Oh, well that's surprisingly easy compared to the other ones. Oh, of course. Alright, let's see what you get. Okay. 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 You seem pretty good, actually. I have 63 to go with. So I think I'm gonna do the laser sight instead of the reflex sight. I tend to shoot from the hip with that, if you've noticed it from the previous episode. Alright.
You can put that to good use.
Oh, okay, that's a decent laser. Yeah. Aha, cheap eye surgery. Ooh, ow. Alright, that actually blinded me a little bit. Anyway. Okay, 38 more resin. Do I want anything else? I don't think I want anything else. I've already gone through the other weapons. This is the only one. Oh! The extended mag, for sure. Hello.
Wouldn't want to be on the wrong side of that.
Chonker. You chonky motherfucker. Look at this. Sorry, yeah, what do I have? A Samsung Odyssey Plus has tracking of the controllers in the headset itself as opposed to in base stations around. So if I block it through like line of sight or something, then it just disappears entirely, you know? So it just thinks it's still over there even though I'm moving my hand. I think I've gone over this in a previous episode, whatever. Yeah. I was gonna say you live your best life health bug, just like normal, but... Oh, I'm sorry. I shocked myself a bit, so... You must die. It's a shame I can't use them all, or like reuse the juices or whatever, you know? I'm gonna assume this is gonna be a firefight. Oh hey. What do I have? Grenade, health. I'm good on health. I keep thinking this is Saints and Sinners where I have to be picking up food items and such as I go along. Like, no, I'm not going to actually starve to death here. That was pretty sweet, you have to admit. Jeez, okay. Is it out?
Kind of crowded down here, Russ.
Com channel's gone crazy since we took out that substation. They know we're after the vault now. Whatever's in there, they really don't want us to have it.
Well,
Now that's the spirit.
That's what you get. Nothing else? No grenades or anything I can... Oop, very nice. No grenades or anything I can steal from you? There we go.
one left.
Interesting autoloader. I like that I knew instinctively how to close it as well in the middle of combat. That's some good game design. Good, good. And I still have the other one? Yes, I do. That's good. I think I'm set after that fight even. That wasn't too bad. Thank you kindly. The eyeball is, of course, the most effective delivery system for Combine drugs. I'm assuming that's the way to go then. Just gonna make sure there's no circuitry for me to take care of. Yeah, like that hand being in place there, I had already moved my hand. That's not a gun, you can't fool me. Assuming I have to go upstairs then. Let's see what's downstairs first. Okay, this is nothing. Cool. Yeah, like that spin at the bottom of the stairs, one of the downsides of playing with a cable coming off of my headset is that I don't want to turn around too many times and get it wrapped around me. But at the same time, I don't want to do the janky... I don't want to do the janky turning of this game, you know? It's not as smooth as in Saints and Sinners. Use multi-tool on Tripmine. Yes, thank you. I had figured that out through context clues. I appreciate you, though. Oh. Okay. Alright.
Okay.
That's an entirely new sort of hacking. That's cool. I like it. Now what is going to be attacking me while I learn about this new mechanic? Trip mines, right? Do it.
Trip mines have appeared in prior Half-Life
Excuse
games,
me!
and the act of defusing them seemed like a natural fit for a VR game, where players can perform complex operations with their hands. By this point in the game, players have already learned how to hack Combine technology with their
I
multi-tool,
didn't do that.
but we wanted defusing a trip mine to be more tense than the hacking puzzles. To defuse a trip mine, not only does the player have to place their hand near the laser that could trigger the mine, but they have to perform the task within just a few seconds. Early versions of this puzzle were inspired by lockpicking, resembling a series of tumblers that the player had to quickly align. Unfortunately, the tumbler design required players to rotate their wrists in an uncomfortable manner, particularly given that they had to also avoid touching the laser beam. We removed the rotational component, but kept the timing element, leading to the mechanic you see in the final game. We also experimented with causing the trip mines to actually explode if the player failed to defuse them, but most players found this too punishing, especially in cases where a chain reaction of explosions could occur. Instead, the mines just stay active and the player can attempt to defuse them again.
I'm gonna not go through
We
that
did
door
end up
till he's
keeping this
done.
behavior for the hard difficulty setting, but added a warning sound a few seconds before the mine actually explodes, to give players some time to move away. We also experimented with allowing diffused mines to be removed and redeployed by the player, but we hadn't designed enough combat scenarios around this mechanic for it to be satisfying in practice, so this was left out of the final game.
Okay, so I'm 1 for 3 with trip mines so far. See how I do. Perfect. I'm shooting you. Come on, try and get in. There we go. I swear I was shooting it directly multiple times and it was like, nay, nay I say.
This combat arena that loops back over itself as the player winds through the tenement buildings was one of the earliest test maps built when we began adding Combine soldiers to Half-Life Alyx. One of the lessons we learned from this series of combat encounters was that fighting Combine soldiers was physically taxing on players, as we needed to pay careful attention to pacing. Taking cover, reloading, switching weapons, and acquiring targets really pushed on all the skills that players had learned up until this point. To help cut down on fatigue, we added gaps between the Combine encounters and removed some of the combat altogether to better pace the experience. The trip mines in the stairwell following this battle are a good example of one of the pacing elements we use to slow the player down and let them recuperate before the combat ramps back up again.
Well, good to know that there's going to be trip mines, but I suppose spoilers are just a part of this whole developer's commentary playthrough. Don't mind me. Just gotta find everything here, all the little secrets. Whoa, that wasn't supposed to happen. Can I? No, I can't open this. Alright, see what I care. Yeah, thank you, game. I really appreciate that indicator of what I need to do. Oh, they're coming. Are they saying, "Hey, Alex"?
Russ, are they saying my name?
Yeah, that's not good.
Okay, then. Well, at least I'm becoming infamous in the style of my, predecessor. Gordon Freeman from, Half-Life Alyx 2, since this is Half-Life Alyx 3 and all. Hello? Okay. I got this. Definitely not as bad as the last stairwell. They blew up for no reason. Yeah. It's not bad at all. 2 for 4. Three for 5. Getting my pride back with that. I'm actually good at that. I swear. Just making sure I have everything. Yeah, thanks, game. I appreciate it. You can stop that now, game. I think I'm gonna take care of those. Come on. Ow! Jeez, good thing I got this autoloader.
Last one.
Nope.
It was an interesting challenge for artists and level designers to employ environmental storytelling to paint a picture of what may have happened inside the walls of the quarantine zone. Just like the hotel, these apartments have been overrun by Zen foliage and are filled with people's belongings, abandoned in haste. In this area, the walls have been torn down, either by destructive portal storms or perhaps the Combine's cleanup effort. Barrels of fluid used by workers to try and treat or contain the Zen growth have been left behind, and it would appear that the cleanup efforts have either failed or been abandoned. By not explaining every facet of the world, we leave players with the opportunity to imagine for themselves the bigger picture of life in City 17.
This is what's clicking. Okay, alright. Oh, don't mind me. Definitely thought there was going to be something there. I keep hearing footsteps, but I'm pretty sure those are my own, through this foam that they're spraying around everywhere. Oh, those are sounds from upstairs. I see. Yeah, you hear that? Go. Alright, let's see. Can I go down at all? Looks like I can. Am I supposed to? I see you. You sneaky. Okay, let's see. I'm assuming up is the way I'm supposed to go, just like the last time. What was that? What even were you doing with that? Come on. Come on now. Don't be like that. That's not what I wanted. Alright. Was that 1-1 the only one down here? Yep. Nope. Good. Gotta make sure. Okay, so up it is. Do I need health? I don't need health. I'm good. Now the trip mine. Anything over that way? Doesn't look like it. Anything behind the sign? Can't move the sign. Okay, good. Fine. Do what I care. I'm just gonna be extra careful with this. Let's go ahead and be really cautious. How about that? Okay, that doesn't seem... Beautiful. Oh, if I open it that way, can I not open it this way? There we go. Good. Yeah, if I open it that way, it'll be in the way, wouldn't it? Actually reacting as if there's a bug in the room is the power of VR. Anything around here? Doesn't look like it. Nah, cigarettes. But yeah, one of the things I like about the inventory system in this game with the guns is I can just like flick it up like that and be ready if I need to. It's like part of a natural hand gesture. Uh-oh. Okay, those are just insects, not drones. I got really worried there for a second. Aha! Shortcut. Nope. Shortcut.
Oh, your dad's back!
Oh, thank God.
Russell! God damn, it's good to see you! Likewise! Oh, this is great. Honestly, I'd pegged your survival at about 4%.
You can thank that Vortigern. He got me back here in one piece.
Russell, put Dad on.
Alyx, baby!
Dad, we
I'm
just took
assuming
down
there's
a
not gonna be anything
substation.
here.
Good. Because when they move this thing, that weapon's gone. We need to get it tonight.
We will. You still got that data pod, right?
I do. Russ, this thing's biocoded. I'm gonna need the TLI.
Yep,
This-
it's right over there.
This wasn't
Okay, great.
biocoded.
You good, honey?
For sure. You go ahead. I'll be fine, Dad. I promise.
Keep that promise. I'll get to work on the data pod.
Look at the dust in here, though. This is just a really good effect through that voxel soup that they were talking about before with, like, the hand motions. Anyway. That looks disturbing. Are you okay?
Once we had the spine of the game complete, teams went through the maps looking for additional opportunities to add the character and tone that players associate with the Half-Life games. This mannequin head grab was a fun opportunity to hit on the sci-fi horror B-movie vibe. We had a few conversations about how long to leave the head crab atop the mannequin, and decided that the experience should be analogous to catching a small dog in the middle of some mischief. We wanted players to feel like they had walked in on something they weren't supposed to see, and for them to go away feeling like every inch of the game contained something for them to find if they chose to explore it. After an early update to the headcrab sounds, where details like breathing and grunting were added for the first time, we received feedback that the new sounds were too cute and familiar, moving the headcrab too far in the direction of a cuddly creature rather than an alien threat. We updated the sounds to be more threatening, but for this headcrab, we brought back some of the cuter sounds to sell the headcrab's frustration with the mannequin.
Okay, that was adorable. Honestly, I'm glad I didn't kill that headcrab. I just left it in there. You live your best life. Okay, you enjoy yourself in there. You weren't gonna get any food from that anyway, so. Okay, looks like we're good. Is this the... No, that's not the way to... Do I go down here then? Oh yeah, there's a way to go under there, isn't there? Okay. Alright, I guess I'm gonna treat this as the end of the level. It's a bit less than an hour like I've been doing, but I never said I was gonna do hour-long episodes. I hope you enjoyed episode 7. Catch you for episode 8 of Half-Life Alyx.